And when it got booked, I was like, all right, so Tay Roc getting his grudge matches out the way, because I believe the last the last grudge match for him. This the last grudge match for him. Honestly, it is. It's the last grudge match for. It is. It's the last grudge match for Tay Roc. I don't think it's another. It's another grudge match for Tay Roc. So Tay Roc versus Snake Eyez dropped on the URL app. I want to say it was earlier today. It dropped. So finally got to watch it. And overall, good battle on both ends. It was a good battle on both ends. You know, we gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna call it how it is. Was there some gassing during some rounds? Were there some extras during some rounds? Yes. And I'm gonna get into that as I talk about the bars, and then talk about the rounds. So Cortez is hosting Tay Roc versus Snake Eyez. So Cortez flips the coin. Um, I want to say, yeah, Snake Eyez. Um, Snake Eyez went first. Snake Eyez went first. So Snake Eyez started with "You Gonna Hate as Soon as I Get the Shine." 6'2" is back in New York. Now he Quentin Grimes. If you're a New York Knicks fan, you know Quentin Grimes is number 6 for the Knicks. Light skinned dude, little curls on his head, like out of University of Houston. Like Quentin Grimes is even starting for the New York Knicks. Like that was a good bar. He had the false accusations always louder than the apology. That Snake Eyez talking about the Rock Lee situation as far as bags and bodies. You know, everybody had a lot to say about the accusations with Snake Eyez and Rock Lee. But when it came to apologizing, when people knew the information, people wasn't speaking up. People weren't speaking up as far as it then. So it's like, what's going on? Um, Snake Eyez talked about the Rock Lee situation and what happened with that. He addressed it. Um, Snake Eyez did a "I hate every rock now" scheme. That was dope. That was dope. He had he got game. I could send him to hang with them and shoot like him. That was dope. Um, Snake Eyez talked about Tay Roc using his Mike P round on Bags and Bodies. Now, I think it was the first episode of Bags and Bodies. Tay Roc's there and they do an exercise. I don't know what the exercise was for Bags and Bodies, but Tay Roc he raps. And then once the episode came out, people was like, oh, kind of find out Tay Roc spin around that he used for Mike P in their battle. So some people had something to say about that, some people didn't. Didn't with that one. Um Niggas will shoot, they get in the booth, Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar, NBA player for the Portland Trail Blazers, and he also raps, calls himself Dame Dollar. So That was dope. He had the in Harlem, we done handed out more crack than twerk body slamming Norbs. Twerk and Norbs had a situation where, yes, New Jersey Twerk put hands on Norbs and body slammed him. And he was like assed out. So yeah, that that hit too. Even though that situation ain't even really new. That's not even really a new situation. Um, he had some typical caution bars about her being a hoe. You know, it was cool. It was alright. I liked Snake Eyes first round. I did. I liked Snake Eyes first round. Came out with some energy, delivery, some performance with some of the bars. Solid first round from Snake Eyes. So Tay Roc goes, you battle niggas after they beat you the fuck up. This is true. Stumbles beat him up and took his belt. Stumbles, he battled Stumbles. Same for Bad News. After he got beat up by Bad News at the Bags and Body Smashing. Hit his forehead, then his head, then his head. His head is holy water. What's in my hands? Open upon eyes like peekaboo. And Tay Roc did the peekaboo with his hands. Like, when you have certain bars, you gotta have the performance that goes along with it. You need more than Wanda to make your vision come back. Nosy neighbors watch as I catch eyes through the blinds. That was another good bar Tay Roc had the eyes through the blinds. Um, like some of these bars do not hit unless you have the performance to go along with it. Like, let's just be honest, certain bars will not hit without performance. That's just the reality of it. That's the reality of it. If it don't have no performance, it's not hitting like that. It's not. If I was you, I would look up to God and complain because my name is Christopher. I only got one eye to my name. The way Tay Roc set that up was really, really good. Because, mind you, Christopher only has one eye. Snake Eyes only has one eye. So, the way he set that up, perfect. And then he went into how he put it together, perfect. Snake was caught by a python and 6 copperheads. That was dope. Also, Tay Roc had a solid first round. A lot of quotables, good performance, good bars, good delivery. For me, I gave Snake Eyes the first round. Now, going before they could even get into round 2, Tay Roc and Snake Eyes start going back and forth. That it almost gets in a scuffle. Debo gets in the middle, Twerk gets in the middle, and a couple other people, and to do like this and separate them. But if you ask me watching, the dude that's behind Snake Eyes, I guess that's his man's, with the yellow jacket on, he was just wild. He was just extra. And I think it was him that really was going back and forth with Rock. And then Snake Eyes basically said something with what Tay Roc was saying. Dude just needed to chill and not, if you're going to say something, don't direct it at Tay Roc. Just say whatever you're going to say. Snake Eyes is the one battling. Don't ruin the battle by being extra. Extra and inserting yourself into something that it wasn't going to be nothing. So the scuffle happened before the start of round 2. Then Snake Eyez goes and he's talking about how Tay Roc left Briz in the Mook fight. Here we go with that again. That he left Tay Roc in the Mook. He left Briz in the Mook fight. He was talking about how Caution's the toughest nigga in Tay Roc's whole clique. Now, if you've been looking at who Tay Roc has with him when he comes to battles recently, Bigums, his brother, his lady, being Caution, Top Floor Loot, and News, which is they both two guys from Philly, and there's a couple other people. Like it's wild to say that Caution is the toughest person in the clique. But whatever, however you want to go about that, go about it. And then Snake was talking about Caution allegedly sucking Susa. We're gonna say allegedly because don't nobody know for sure that it happened. And I think when Snake Eyez said it, Tay Roc was like, never, you know. Snake Eyez addressed Nunu also. Now, Snake Eyez addressed Nunu with about the taking a picture with K Slade, and he's been exposed for being a rat. But Surf is in jail because somebody ratted on him. And Surf is supposed to be your homie. If you want to see that interaction, I think Hip Hop is Real has that interaction on their page. And, you know, I think Nunu's response was like, you can't say free surf and then do some corny shit or something like that was Nunu's response. Which is fair. But here's the other thing with this that everybody wants to keep talking about Nunu taking a picture with Slade, K Slade. Nunu works for URL. So Nunu's trying to keep in a business mind and not be. She's trying to be impartial. That's what she's trying to be. You know, and of course, people's gonna feel a way about that. But at the same time, Nunu works for URL. K Slade is an investment for URL. So that whole drama with the exposing of him, URL has to figure out now how to market K Slade and get K Slade back out there and back on cards. He battles. He's gonna battle on Redemption 2, February the 18th, and he has Shotgun Suge. So when you want to address Nunu works for URL, so Nunu is thinking business wise. She's not getting into the everything else with that. Snake Eyez said that he liked Cave Gang better when it was just Tay Roc and Bigums. That's originally how I remember Cave Gang. It was just Roc and Bigums. And maybe he had his now to be known, his baby mama with the blue hair. That it was just them. That's how I remember it in the beginning. Before adding YK, Young Cannon, and Chef Trez, and Av, and and Briz. That was the original. That was Cave Gang as the people knew it. Snake Eyez second round, solid second round. He touched upon a couple of different things in the round, but some of the stuff that Snake Eyez touched upon was predictable angles and topics that other people have touched upon when battling Tay Roc. So it wasn't like you did it any different, you did it any more creative. You basically saying that saying it. It's just your way of saying the same thing. That's really what it was. But nonetheless, Snake Eyez had a solid second round. Tay Roc's second round, he had the lawyer casted, put eyes in a hole. He had peeping Tom. And then Tay Roc addresses about him exposing K Slade. He had the y'all snitch lovers mad at me for the rat angle. Y'all mad at me for exposing the statement where he was wrong for making a statement. And yeah, you know, you wouldn't have a statement if supposedly nothing occurred, you weren't involved. We're gonna leave it at that. So that hit when Tay Roc said that. And, Snake Eyez said, yeah, it didn't, he agreed with that. Um, y'all thought he was a whole prophet. I stuck a fork in the plug and blew the whole socket. That was another line for K Slade. K Slade calls himself he has the plug talk. You know, get a penny for your thoughts the harder way. Stomp this on phone posits. Penny Hardaway wears known for wearing the phone posits, so made sense. Manufacturers for eyes, lens crafters, glasses company, eyes. Shoot it to the clip drop, clear vision. Another eyes bar. If this is just some of the stuff, some of the bars from both of their rounds for the second round. I gave Tay Roc the second round. So now it's 1-1 going into the third for me. Snake Eyez started off his third round. He starts off his third round talking about how Roc is licensed to carry his gun. That's how he starts off his third round. That's how he started off the round. And he ain't never done nothing to go to jail. That's how Snake Eyez wants to start the round. So I'm like, all right, this is what he's starting with. Let's see where he's going with this. Snake Eyez started talking about how when Tay Roc and Snake Eyez, when they both was Dot Mob, and then he was saying how, it was one way for him and another way for Tay Roc or whatever. He had They Call Me Sean Marion. It's where how I was shooting the rock. If you follow basketball, you know who Sean Marion is. He shoots the ball like this. That's how he shoots the ball. Ugliest shot form release ever in basketball. The ugliest. Snake was started asking about Tay Roc's baby mama. Now, if you remember, Tay Roc always had this young lady with him in the beginning that had blue hair. That was his baby mama. And he was saying, you traded in your baby mama for caution? For Brittany? Like it's a bad thing he traded in his baby mama for caution. Snake Eyez said, you can talk about any battle he had, at least he fought back. That's him addressing the Stumbles battle, the Stumbles fight, and getting him in Bad News fighting. He's addressing both of those. Salute the Snake Eyez for on some of these topics that he addresses them in a way that it's like, okay, now people don't have to ask him about it. He's addressing it in the battle. So I like how he put the round together with this. That was like the last thing he talked about in his third round. For me, cool third round for Snake Eyez. It was. It was a cool third round for me. Then Tay Roc goes for his third round. When I came to Atlanta, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was on Fox 45 because I witnessed Bad News whipping your ass. Now, we all witnessed Bad News whipping your ass because we saw the clip. And what's worse is that you lost to Bad News for the second time with the bags and bodies. You lost him the first time on fade on bullpen. Then you lost to Bad News again for us bags and bodies. And I believe since you lost the Bad News, you got sent home right after that. And on top of that, you recycled around for the battle from your heavy half battle that you used for Bad News. You'd already lost the battle. So it really didn't make no difference. You lost the battle regardless. I ain't gonna talk about stumbles and you let him beat your ass, steal your belt, and win the battle. Cause that's exactly what happened for Stumbles. Stumbles beat Snake Eyez ass, took his belt, and won the battle. That is crazy. And that's just what it was. You've been having bad news all year. Yeah. Your situation with Stumbles did basically for the world to see, Bad News beat you up. Like, it's no other way to say it. Bad News beat you up. And that video's floating on around for everybody to see. Roc touched on the Rock Lee situation. Basically called him a rapist. Basically saying like if a lady tells you no and you try to take it, rapey vibes. So he touched on that. Roc said that him and T-Rex fell out over some dumb shit. Now, if I recall right, and I could be wrong, I could be very wrong with this. They fell out about the dot mob chain, right? That was what the whole issue was. Cause it sounded like Rex and them got in a situation, and he handed Tay Roc the chain, and he was wearing it, and took it with him. That's what it sounded like. And then whatever. And now it's the issue of giving. It was the issue of giving the chain back. I thought that's what the thing was prior to when Tay Roc battled T-Rex on the Battle Academy, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I know something like that occurred some years ago, but prior to them battling. You wanted to be down with Roc since you was young Chris. Young Chris and Eve. Then Roc talks about how when they were both dot mob, he basically said that when Snake Eyez was leaving dot mob was on the decline anyway. And I think Tay Roc was like when he left dot mob, it was some shit or something like that. So if I had to pick for us a third round, I had Tay Roc. So I have Tay Roc 2-1, Tay Roc the second and third round. I gave Snake Eyez the first. Now let's talk about some of the other things with the battle. During Tay Roc's third round, I want to say it was Twerk that started the 3-0 chants. And everybody on that side started chanting 3-0. And Snake Eyez was like, Yeah, man, that's your mans and them talking about some 3-0. Definitely ain't no 3-0. I don't have it as a 3-0. I have Tay Roc 2-1. Um, I do feel as though Snake Eyez, mans with the yellow coat, like, he was a little extra because even Snake Eyez had to be like, hey, yo, chill out while he was rapping. And I want to say it was in his first round, he kept telling dude, hey, yo, chill out. So you want to bring people to your battles, but they gotta just be spectators. That's what they gotta be. They gotta be spectators and not get in when like the going back and forth happens or situations might occur. Because Tay Roc and Snake Eyez went back and forth, but it wasn't nothing too crazy, you know. But dude was talking to Tay Roc and whatever. Like that Snake Eyez gonna do what he do or say what he's gonna say to Tay Roc. That's what he's there for. That's what he got paid for the battle. It's a grudge match. There's going to be some you know, they're gonna be like this as far as battling. It's gonna be that. It is. It's gonna be that. And whatever the scuffle was, they was at least able to get the battle done. You know, they was able to get the battle done. Overall, good battle. It's overall a good battle. Um, Snake Eyez had a good performance. Um, he did. He did. Now, Snake Eyez basically talked about everything everybody else talked about with Tay Roc. You know, and if you like that, you know, I mean, you're gonna like it because it's he how he says it within the rounds, but it's still stuff you've heard before. You know, we knew that whoever next battled Snake Eyez was going to address the Rock Lee situation, the bad news situation, mention the stumble situation. So you could say that for both sides that you knew what the other was going to talk about with the other. It was just a matter of how they was going to put it together, was going to be entertaining, and everybody want to hear it. That they had a good back and forth battle. You know, they talked their shit during the battle, but it didn't stop them from rapping and having a good battle. That's the main thing. After seeing this battle, I definitely want to see Tay Roc and Snubbles now. You know, him, Tay Roc and K Slade ended up having their issue. He, you know, grudge match with Snake Eyez, grudge match with Snubbles because they ended up having an issue. Like, mind you, Tay Roc had 49 URL battles. 49. And from what I'm hearing, Tay Roc's 50th URL battle is supposed to be Miss Hustle. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've been seeing and hearing. So, if it is, more power to it. I would just like to know which card. It got to be a big card. It's Tay Roc's 50th URL battle. So, I know y'all going to make that card something nice. It's going to be something nice. You know, Tay Roc still got another battle besides Stumbles to drop. They haven't dropped Tay Roc versus Ryder yet either. That was a band battle for Survivor Series Maryland. So that's the other Tay Roc battle I'm waiting to still see. Like, URL got so many battles that they not dropping for whatever reasons. But I need them to drop some battles. I need them to drop the battles. Drop these battles. Stop holding on to them. That's what I need y'all to do. Stop holding on to these battles. You know, I'm interested to see now after this battle. Tay Roc battled. Tay Roc battled Stumbles after this battle. Snake Eyez battled Anderson Burris. Now, I would like to see who both of them, who their next. If Tay Roc gets Hustle, I'm all for it. If it's somebody else, I'm all for it. It's just gotta make sense for it being his 50th battle. Snake Eyez, um, I think he said Swamp. I think he said a rematch with Easy because they battled before. Um, he at one point wanted to battle Drugs, but if you think about it, we really haven't seen Drugs. Drugs kind of been MIA. Hope all is well with Drugs. Who else was on his list? Um, was it Head Ice? I think Head Ice was on his list. I know Snake Eyez does battle Piranha in March. He battles Piranha in March. And he battles Jag. He battles Jag, I think it's April. I think it's April. And it's a pay per view to that. I just want to know what the rest of the card is before I decide on whether I'm buying that or not. But Snake Eyez versus Tay Roc. Good battle. Hopefully, y'all got the URL app. You'll be able to see the battle. You know, I had Tay Roc 2-1, second and third. I gave Snake Eyez the first. You know, solid performance from both of them. Solid performance from both of them. I look forward to them getting whoever they want next. We know Tay Roc gets whoever he wants. I guess Snake Eyez has a list of who he wants, you know. But I look for Snake Eyez, keep doing your thing, because every time people try to count you out, you're still booked and busy. That's all that matters. Win, lose, draw. You're booked and busy. That's all that matters, and I salute you for that. So, I don't know. I can't even decide with who I want to see next for the outside card. Because that's from the first outside card, mind you. Tay Roc versus Snake Eyez is from the first outside card. So hopefully the next battle from that outside card is hopefully Don Marino and Elijah Strait, or Swamp and Saga, or Suge and Danger Zone. But I'm hoping for Swamp and Saga's the next one. You know, because there's only four battles in that card. Like any of those three battles, I'd be happy with. And for the folks who don't know, that first URL outside card basically was DNA's artists that are managed by him. Elijah Strait, Danger Zone, The Saga, Don Marino. They're all managed by DNA. So having them battle each other or battle another name, and for Elijah and Don Marino, they put up money on that battle. So I definitely want to see these battles. I'm liking what I see so far. So hopefully these other battles don't take too long to drop.